Hello, and welcome to another episode of BLG News for the week of January the 6th. I'm Marcus Boston. Everybody, I hope that you had a strong finish to your 2013, and now that momentum is pushing you into 2014, and you are having a great new year so far. For BLG, we had an awesome end to 2013. We are expecting more great things into 2014. And again, it's going to be awesome for everybody this year around. Well, the news is back, guys, and we're going to get started this new year with a kind of a trivia type of question. And this question is to you, and you may know the answer to this, but you really need to be on Jeopardy if you know this one. Look, I'm having to read because I didn't even know this. But anyway, what was the lowest grossing movie of 2013, and how much did it gross? If you know that answer, you need to be on Jeopardy. Well, the answer to the lowest grossing movie of 2013 is Storage 24, and it's a British horror or science fiction flick, and it grossed, wait for it, $72. That was the lowest grossing movie of 2013. $72 is what it made. And it deals with some type of story about a group of people that are trapped inside of a London storage facility with an unwelcome guest. Dun, dun, dun. And meanwhile, outside of the storage facility, there's military personnel, and the facility is locked down. But anyway, this movie, evidently it wasn't that good. It only grossed $72. Amazing. The second story I want to talk about is going back kind of into 2013 and some of the hottest gifts that people had on their wish list for 2013, and one of them was the Sony PlayStation 4, and then it was the Microsoft had their own console, the Xbox One. So those two things were very hot tech items on people's Christmas list for last year, and now we have the results. Sony has taken an early lead in the console war. For you gamers out there, Sony has taken an early lead with 4.2 million sold just at the end of 2013. So towards the end of the year, they sold 4.2 million of these things. Xbox One, they come in second with a sale of, they sold 3 million. So man, there are a lot of techies out here. Yes, and I am one of them. When it comes to consoles, I have a PlayStation 4. It is awesome. But yeah, Sony has the lead right now in that sense. The third story that I want to talk about deals with a very controversial issue that is coming out of Texas. And as a matter of fact, Texas has been in the news twice this week for really tragic events. But the first one we did a video on a couple of days ago, which dealt with a family suing a doctor and a hospital due to allegations that their baby daughter, their newborn daughter, her spine and her skull was crushed, allegedly by a doctor using forceps during the delivery. We don't know if it was a shoulder dystocia type of situation or what, but the news was that in the delivery room, you could hear a crack and a pop in the delivery room at the time, and the doctor was using forceps. So that's a very, very sad story out of Texas. But this is another one that's very controversial out of Texas, and it deals with a Texas family that's been outlawed from removing brain dead woman from life support because she's pregnant. And this deals with a paramedic from Texas who lost consciousness right before Thanksgiving. Doctors don't know what happened, but they suspect that a blood clot to her lungs may have cut off her oxygen supply. By the time her husband, who was a paramedic, she was a paramedic also, but by the time her husband got her to the hospital, she had gone too long without oxygen, and she was pronounced brain dead. Her husband, who I said again is a paramedic, they frequently came into contact with emergency situations, and he knew that his wife did not want to live like this. She did not want to live to be brain dead. And what he wanted to do is to pull her from the machine. Well, Texas law is preventing him from doing that because she is pregnant. So because she's pregnant, he cannot do it. So he has to keep his wife hooked up to the machines because Texas law is not allowing him to remove her from the life support system because she's pregnant. So that's a very, very controversial, because one of the issues is that this would have not been her wishes to continue to live like this. But Texas law is saying that they have to balance the interests of the unborn fetus, or the unborn baby. Some would say baby, fetus, however you define it, that Texas law is protecting this. So because of that, the mother's or the wife's wishes at this particular time, they are put on hold. Very, very controversial. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the NFL really quick. We are in the playoffs, and I had a Twitter message that was sent to me about the Seattle Seahawks winning it all. And I just want to get on the record right here on the BLG news update and to say that, guys, you know my thoughts on it. Seattle is probably not going to win the Super Bowl, but if Seattle does somehow figure out a way to win the Super Bowl, I will conclude that Seattle is just the best team in the NFL. But until then, I mean, Seattle is just who we think they are. I mean, they are regular season warriors, as my brother liked to say it. They won a lot of games in the regular season, but they have yet to win that coveted Super Bowl, that the St. Louis Rams have won. So Seattle, go ahead and put on your big boy pants and win the Super Bowl this year. And if you do, like I said, I'll come right back on this BLG news update, and I will proclaim that the Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the National Football League. But until then, they are who we think they are, regular season warriors. Guys, if you have an interesting story that you would like us to talk about here in these updates, you know what to do. Send us an email to info@bostonlawllc.com. Again, that's info@bostonlawllc.com. We'll do our best to go ahead and put it in with these updates for the week. A lot of these stories that we talk to you about, they are sent to us either through Facebook or through email by friends and fans. So this is how we get a lot of these news updates to talk about during the week. In addition to that, what I'm going to do is hopefully when you get this video through your email, there will be links in so you can follow BLG's Google Plus page, because we also have a Google Plus page, and we have individuals who ask us, how can I see your videos a lot faster, or how can I keep up with the videos that you put out each week? So I'm going to put a link in there if you want to. If you're already on Google Plus, you should be on Google Plus. If you are on Google Plus and you want to add us into one of your circles, go ahead and do that. Hopefully I can get the link into this email, and you will be able to keep up with BLG. Again, you know we're on Facebook and Twitter and things of that nature, but we do have some individuals who want to join our Google Plus circle. So I'll be sure to try to do that. Oh, and before I leave, I know I've got a lot of things, got some little notes and stuff, but before I leave, I want to also say that we are getting our off the press. We're getting the newsletters out. We were behind a little bit. We came back to Maryland with a lot on our plate, so we've had to kind of push the monthly news updates off the press back a little bit, but hopefully this week they will be out. And if you get a mail copy, you should be getting it in the mail pretty soon. If you get the email copy, then it'll be again out in next week's BLG news update. Again, I'm Marcus Boston. Guys, thanks for taking the time today to watch the news, and we will see you next week. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.